I'm not so good at public speaking, so sorry beforehand.
I'm not so good at listening.
Okay, it's fine. We'll get through it together.
Yeah, Paulette.
Okay. In Parshat Vayechi, after Yaakov passed away, all of the sons were afraid that now that Yaakov is no longer alive, Yosef would not treat them well because of all the evil they did to him. They said to Yosef, "Your father gave orders before his death, saying, 'Please kindly forgive the flagrant offense of your brothers and the sin for they have done evil to you.'" Yosef began to cry after hearing this. Yosef responded, "Fear not, for am I instead of God? Although you intended me harm, God intended it for good." Yosef knew that his brothers intended to hurt him, but he understood that ultimately it came from Hashem, and therefore he would never treat them badly for what they did. Yosef understood that whatever happened to him was destined to happen to him, no matter what, so why would he be angry? This story was a model to me of how to react when Hashem puts you in a painful situation. Before going through this experience, I never really understood what it meant when people said that everything comes from God. Thursday, November 15th, 2007, 12 at the time. I was riding on a sliding fence in the back of my school's track and field with a group of my friends. As the fence was moving, my hand got caught under the metal wheel on top of the fence. My friend pulled the fence in the opposite direction to release my hand, and I was rushed to the nurse's office. It's a little bit confusing, so this is what the fence looks like. And this was the wheel that my hand was caught under. In short, I was taken by the ambulance to the closest hospital to determine how much damage was done. A lot of damage was done. I'm not going to go into details because it gets a little gruesome. I was there for about 5 hours until I was transferred to another hospital to have emergency surgery performed by a close friend and hand specialist. At this point in the story, it was my first time where I saw God. I was waiting in the lobby of the second hospital for the papers to be ready for my surgery. I was standing next to my mom feeling very dizzy and lightheaded, considering I'd been losing blood and was in constant pain for the past 6 hours. My mom saw a wheelchair a few feet away from me and asked if I wanted to sit in it. I don't know why, but I said no. A few seconds later, a woman sitting on a bench right by us got up and started pushing the wheelchair. My mom said to me jokingly, "Oh well, you lost your chance." But really, the woman brought the wheelchair to me and I sat down. If it weren't for that woman, I'm 99.9% sure I would have fainted and done much more damage to my hand that was already done. The second time I saw God in my story, I don't remember, but my mom and doctor told me what happened. As I was being wheeled into surgery, I was very nervous and scared, as anyone would be. And my doctor turned to me and said, "Don't worry, Hashem will be with you." And he claims that calmed me down. My doctor is a religious Jew. The morning of the accident, before the injury, I was thinking about my older sister, Luna, because on that day, November 15th, 2007, was her 6-month anniversary of her first brain surgery. Baruch Hashem, she's okay, married with a daughter, expecting another child, Bezat Hashem. Anyway, in my Talmud class, we had a random question day, and I asked my teacher, "If you're post-surgery or ill, are you obligated to pray or say Birkat HaMazon?" He said you are not obligated. That very next day, I was post-surgery trying to say Birkat HaMazon, but did not have enough strength to make out all the words. Because of my question, I knew I was not required to say it. The next morning after my surgery, I get a call from my older sister, who was in Israel for seminary at the time. And I will never forget what she said to me. She said, "Paulette, I know you'll be okay because my 6-month anniversary is on the same day that your year anniversary will be, and I'm okay." Having that connection with my sister made me look at the whole entire situation differently. God had mine and my sister's surgeries exactly 6 months apart for a reason. Watching my sister be so, and I mean so brave, during her pain and hardships inspired me to be brave during mine. I don't think I would have had the bravery I had if I didn't have my sister to inspire me. God had my injury happen on November 15th, so I would look back to May 15th and look up to my sister and her strength to help me through my struggle. Throughout the recovery of my injury, I was very upset about what happened. I would always complain to my mom. I would ask, "Why did this have to happen to me? Why did my finger have to be shorter than everyone else's? Why did I have to go through this? I'm not a bad person. Why couldn't this happen to someone who's a criminal, someone that deserves it?" My mom would always say back to me, God only made you go through this because he knew you can handle it, and there's clearly a reason behind it all. I learned this year in Garden of Emunah that God only reproves those he loves. He would test you to show you his love and care he has for you. Learning this really solidified everything I felt after the accident. If you go through hardships, Hashem is giving you a chance to take yourself to the next level. He's giving you an opportunity to strengthen yourself and your relationship with God. I went through an immense amount of pain, but I knew God was doing it for a reason. In my specific situation, I saw God very clearly. And it was a huge comfort that I saw God in it and that it is really God who is doing this to me. Sometimes God's presence is not going to be so clear. In cases that it's not obvious, we need to seek out Hashem. We need to look for him in every situation because he is always there. It really does add comfort when you know that a higher power is doing this and not just saw him happening. I came up with 2 reasons why Hashem put me through this injury. 1, to show me that he really exists and cares about each and every one of his children. I learned that we are one nation, but God looks at us as individuals too. 2, because of what I went through, I became very interested in the medical field. I went through about 4 long months of occupational therapy. My therapist was actually my doctor's sister-in-law, so also a religious Jew. Without her, I would not have full movement in my hand. Because of her and because of what she did for me, I want to become an occupational therapist. I think Hashem put me through this injury in order for me to figure out what profession I want to go into and give it meaning. When you're going through a challenge or a hard time, you have to have the Yosef mindset. Yes, what is happening is bad and it hurts, but keep in the back of your head that God intended good. This is most definitely not easy and I still struggle with it, but trying can never hurt.